Jets, Browns, First Energy Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio, 80 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 11 miles per hour. By the way, I don't think I mentioned the weather at Arrowhead. It's actually beautiful everywhere. It's and speaking of how beautiful it is, I said on my show on our live show on Sunday night that this Jets Browns, which was at 42 at the time, I was like, there's just no way it stays there. In saying that, I didn't plan on moving on it, and I didn't really want to move on anything until we talked it out here on the show. But this total is down to 40 and a half, and that 40 and a half is juiced to the minus 113. From a point spread perspective, it opened up at 6.5, and it moved to 6 at 3:15 yesterday. So we're sitting at 6. When we go over to the cash flow in this one, Jets, Browns, we have 6,266 tickets in at this point. 46% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on Flacco and the Jets. Then you have 65% of tickets and 98% of cash on the under. So maybe I should have moved on it at 42. But it's gorgeous in Cleveland on Sunday. The Jets have lost 13 straight games in September, dating back to 2018. They're coming off the 24-9 loss at home to the Ravens, which quite simply was just the most simple spot on the board. I tripled up on it and used it for my survivor as well. And the survivor pools got decimated, except for Pub Sports Radios. Every other survivor got just destroyed. And our group stayed off those questionable spots with the
landmines everywhere week one.
Yeah,
including a tie where anyone who took Indy most survivor suicide pools, whatever, they give you the loss for the tie. So
they do
a lot of people out, and the Jets. I mean, everything sounds like it's Flacco again, and. I agree with you. I kind of regret not taking this under 42, and so I think Sky Dragon says, "Do I want to lay 6 with Brissett? No. Do I want to back the Jets? No." It's kind of where I'm at too. I don't know how much you watched that Cleveland Carolina game, but Brissett wasn't good. Like, he was fine. He just didn't give the game away. I think it's just, people throw that term game manager around a lot, but like, that's kind of what we saw. It was just enough. He didn't make any, huge gaffes, big mistakes. They got that done, and the Jets looked pretty bad. And they were really, really bad. And their O-line gave up 20 pressures, which is pretty bad. And it's not going to get easier. You got Myles Garrett coming. It could be another long day for Flacco. Flacco threw the ball 59 times. They didn't get to 10 points. Like, the offense is in a rough spot right now. Not going to get easier. It could be just another, the Jets team total is going to keep getting lower. Eventually we're going to be betting like 14.5s, but I don't think that's a bad look to take a look at. Maybe even Jets team total first half under, 10.5 or something, whatever they want to set that. It might be lower. I'm going to have to look up, obviously it's a long way from getting first half team totals up, but I want to fade the Jets somehow here. And I just can't find a way to do it because laying that many points with a Jacoby Brissett doesn't feel great.
Oh, I agree. This is and I could have moved on the under 42. I don't know exactly what was keeping me off. I just kind of wanted to stick with what worked and what's been working. And that's just talking everything out and waiting to see the market. But Flacco was under siege all game. 307 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but his offensive line did not look good against the Ravens pass rush. Sacked 3 times, hit 11 times. Corey Davis, 6 catches for 77 yards, looked good. Garrett Wilson caught 4 for 52. Michael Carter ran 10 times for 60 yards, caught 4 passes for 40 yards. Dropped a TD on 4th and goal with 4:17 left that he should have probably had. Breece Hall caught 6 passes for 23 yards. Ran 6 times for 23 yards and caught 6 passes for 38 yards. Did lose a fumble. But New York's defense played well, and they're talking about that in the chat. I just don't think Baltimore's offense is good.
No.
So I don't like. I love unders with the Jets and Flacco. I love them because I know that Salah can put together a good defense even if it's missing pieces. Cornerback Michael Carter left with a hip injury in the third quarter. The 26-24 win at Carolina, I beat myself up for not taking the Browns. It was their first road season opening win in 28 years. And Cade York hit that 58-yarder. He's got a ton of confidence. That was the Browns' longest kick, successful kick since 1984. Brissett 18 of 34 for 147 yards, 1 touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones caught 6 passes for 60 yards. But it was Nick Chubb. He was just a beast. 22 carries for 141 yards. Kareem Hunt ran 11 times for 46 yards, caught 4 passes for 24 yards. Myles Garrett, as you said, 4 tackles, 2 sacks. The Browns defense sacked Mayfield 4 times, tipped 5 passes at the line of scrimmage. I probably should have moved on the under 42, but I did not. And I'm not going to chase it now. And the difference, I guess, between the Browns with Brissett and the Ravens with Lamar Jackson is I knew that the Ravens would have these really long drives. And even with Chubb running the way he is, I don't expect the Browns to have these really long drives and tire out the Jets defense. It's at this point, there's nothing for me here officially, but again, probably should have fired on Sunday night. And maybe it's crazy that I think part of the reason why I didn't was because it was the first look that I jumped out at me on the board. The only bet I made without, talking with you, Andy, and talking with the chat was the Cardinals +6. So I think that maybe caused pause. Anything you want to move on officially, or do we move on to game 2 on Sunday?
No, somebody brought up first half under. That might be a look, but yeah, it's just Jacoby Brissett doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. Although, that the Baltimore offense, it's not really, really heavy with good receivers, and they still just didn't do much against Lamar. Lamar had 3 touchdowns. He didn't even run that much. He only had 17 yards rushing. So they didn't even have to do what they normally do to get a nice, easy win. The Jets with Flacco is rough. It's not like I'm excited for Zach Wilson to get back, though. So, yeah, this is this under. I agree with the under move. Nothing official on this one for me.
Yeah, and I've just noticed that we only have 12 games set up for me to put underneath. So I'll just drop the Jets Browns, unfortunately. And next week we'll have Jose back here.